Hello, and welcome to West Coast Drywall and Paint's video training series. Today we're going to be looking at taping. We have one of West Coast Drywall and Paint's best taping crews made of Aurelio, Marcos, and Luis, who will demonstrate the proper and quickest way to tape and apply mud to drywall board and achieve a quality product. At the same time, they'll show us how to make money and enjoy work. Here you can view all the tools necessary: bazooka, angle tool with handle, mud pump, gooseneck, roller, extension pole, mud pan, 6 to 14 inch taping knives, filler attachment, drill mix, 2 to 3 inch nail spotter, and a pole sander. First thing you need to do is inspect the drywall and metal installation. Check for proper nailing, bows, gaps, or damaged boards. Ensure the area is clean and safe to work. Now let's start the process. Have a couple of clean buckets, one with water and another empty. Pour half a gallon of water to one bucket and mix to 1 box of taping mud. With the drill mixer, mix until all clumps are gone and is ready to apply. Pre-fill straps. Cut a piece of mesh tape with hot mud and apply evenly over the strap with the knifing tape. Once the mud is dry, you can later finish with regular taping mud. Field joints. Install tape to the bazooka, lubricating the bearings with WD-40. Put a mud pump in the bucket with ready-to-use mud. Connect the gooseneck to the mud pump and put it into the bazooka opening. Start pumping mud into it. 8 to 9 pumps should be sufficient. Never fill to the top of the bazooka. Now run the tape through the bazooka standing up and cut tape with it to ensure it's properly working. Now let's install tape with the bazooka. Apply the tape to all the field and butt joints. Tape evenly overlapping the joints. Immediately run behind with an 8-inch taping knife and press evenly with the proper amount of pressure to ensure adherence and even finish. It is important that when you are applying tape with the bazooka, you have a good initial adherence to the drywall surface. Let the mud dry. Depending on weather, it could take 24 hours to 72 hours. Once the mud is dry, we are ready to apply the first coat of the drywall joints. To do your first coat, you place the mud pump inside the bucket with ready-to-use mud. Connect the filler attachment to the mud pump and pour into the 7-inch mud box. Once it's full, pick it up and start running it evenly through all field joints. Once the first coat of mud is dry, slightly sand rough areas. It is now ready to apply a second coat to all joints with either a 10 or 12-inch mud box. Always follow good technique for an even finish. Corners at ceilings and walls. For this, follow the same bazooka setup as mentioned before. Install tape with the bazooka. Now run the bazooka through all angles at the corners of the ceilings and the walls. It is recommended to immediately follow it up with the metal roller and press with the right amount of pressure to ensure proper adherence. You then run a glazer, also known as an angle tool, over the tape. Make sure you dip the head in mud. This makes it glide better and have better coverage towards the perimeter nail holes. After the first coat is dry, slightly sand areas and apply a second and final coat with the angle box and angle head. You want to leave smooth edges as even as possible. Field and perimeter nails. Apply a first coat to all field and perimeter nails with the 2-inch nail spotter. Run it evenly as you do not want to leave thick edges. Let the mud dry. Once the first coat is dry, no sanding necessary. You now apply a second coat with the 3-inch nail spotter and follow the same process throughout. Always ensure you leave a nice level finish to the joints and nail holes. All gaps need to be fully covered. Metal corner bead and bullnose. Pour mud into a mud pan. Thicker mud material is recommended. Now apply the first coat of mud with an 8-inch knife onto both sides of the metal evenly. Clean up excess mud off the metal. It is important to leave the metal clean. Repeat this process throughout. Once the first coat is dry, slightly sand rough areas and start applying a second coat with the 10-inch taping knife. Once all coats have been applied and mud throughout the unit is dry, with a pole sander and 100 to 120 grit sandpaper, sand all rough areas. Finally, with a mud and pan, touch up all imperfections. The trick to prepare the mud appropriately is to apply mud with consistent coverage and leave a nice level edge to reduce imperfections. Leave excessive sanding and highlighting for the end. So if you want to work at a place where you can make money and have fun, come join us at West Coast Drywall and Paint, where the sun always shines.